Well, well, well. Here we are once again. Playing with dolls and blood. Lots of blood, because I gotta put blood everywhere. Since I got that blood pack and it was like $3, and I gotta get my $3 worth, you know, it's very important. So, since last time, we have a few new things added in. First thing which is I've slowly been changing this up, so now I can actually switch between them to various saves and everything. So I have a save system. Hey, Mike. Talking about all the new things I've done, which mostly consists so far of a menu system here, which I've only made two things for. I made a thing to load saves and delete saves, and a better tarot page here. And I'll probably make something so I can actually tell it to save in here. I have a button that saves right now, but I didn't do that yet. I probably need to have like two separate little buttons here, one that says save and one that says load or something. As for the main thing here, I'm not sure what I'm going to put there. I'm not sure if I'm going to have quests or what. I mean, I guess I could list quests there. I mean, objectives. Usually Metroidvanias don't have an objective list. They're not like a quest-based thing. It's usually, can you go that way? Okay, you should go that way. Because you have the right toy to do it. So, we'll see. I did improve my cool weapon now. Making it much bigger, much better. Gave her animations for it. Very important. Exactly. Faster, stronger, and larger too. I might even enlarge it a bit more because the way it works is there's a line trace on it. Actually, I'll bring it up. And whenever anything breaks the line trace, it triggers a potential hit. Where is it? I have too much crap. Alright. So the parent has to make it visible. 1 frame is fine. I'm also going to get rid of the player start so I can actually appear wherever I want in the level and not right at the start area, which is kind of tedious. Because all the combat is not right at the beginning. I'll have to add them back in later, but for testing, they are awful. Alright. It's actually slightly longer just because of the fact that I'm being a little nicer to the player. I might also enlarge it a little bit. Why is that high up? That's weird. Also, dodge is not working again. Doot. And now they don't just continuously hit you, they only hit you every once in a while. They're not moving because they're in the skies somehow? I don't understand why they're moving. They should be moving. Kind of easy to kill if they're not moving. Apparently I can't turn towards them. I should have the combat thing on. This is so much better when it's this way than the other. I also merged in with the dialogue system, but I think F's the dialogue. Yeah, except it's broken, but I followed someone's dialogue thingy to build my own dialogue system, and you know, I should have just taken a canned one and moved it in there. Oh. Now it works. Can I not dodge while equipping that? Did I change it to that? Yeah, I don't know, the dodge is finicky. That's not good. Yeah, these ones run around and everything like that too, so they're a little more fight-centric, but not a lot. Because you can get out of their range. I'll probably make like a special move with the right mouse button or something. It's really weird that these things aren't actually moving around though. This thing is on 235. I'm gonna check and see if this fixes the problem. Oh, it's they're all selected. Of course, it's not gonna fix the problem. Just one at a time, please. Or not. Oh, I have to do it down here. My bad. Those are the splines. I made the system a while ago, and all I have to say about it is it's not the best. But I haven't figured out how to make the things the enemies have gravity for like a few moments so that they'll fall. Because if you now they're in the ground, that's not helpful. One of them is the right height, but that's the one that was already there. Yeah, like they'll just sit in air. If they touch the ground, they'll move, but otherwise they're too stupid and they sit in the air. And if you turn on the physics to make them like just turn on physics for them, what happens is it says the collision's not correct for it. So you change the collision. I tried every other collision possible, and they just fall through the world, or I mean, do nothing. They literally can't do anything. It's so dumb. I'm just like, but why? So I don't know what's up with that. It's annoying. I don't like it. It's like they're still slightly caught. I need to figure out exactly how high this needs to be and then just default it there or something. It's like they just can't move. But the thing is it's spawning things that are literally the exact same mob as the one you see running around. Like, it's just a spawner. That's all it's supposed to do. But they seem locked in place. Not gonna lie, the combat stuff is actually probably the thing I know the least about. One of these is the one I'm using. I think Enemy Voodoo Doll is actually the new one. So they're remaking it so it's not a paper ZD thing, so it doesn't try to run a stupid flip book the whole time. Just slightly more memory efficient, even though there's no flip book for them to run because I took it out. I remember this problem once, and it worked because they were it doesn't possess the AI thing, or it doesn't like take over the thing there if they're spawned unless you tick this special thing. And I think I ticked it on the other one a long time ago and never ticked it on this one, and I don't remember what it's called. It's like the dumbest thing. It should not even be a thing. It should just automatically possess it if you've spawned one in. But for whatever reason, not how it works. I mean, it's probably under AI. Who am I kidding? AI? AI auto possess. Placed in world or spawned. Right there. That stupid thing. Should just be the default. I don't understand why it's not. Boing, boing. And look, now they work fine. Perfect, perfect. I should just default having this thing equipped as number 1. It's kind of a slow weapon. Also, apparently I can just roll and hit with it. That's not... Yeah, I don't even have to actually swing it. That's... needs to be changed. Alright. Can I do it again? Roll and hit him. It's in that time. That's weird. That time it did, though. Getting wrecked. Oh no. Under death thingy didn't work. Alright, well, there's lots of things going wrong here. Unsurprisingly. So, why is her death thingy not working right? I mean, that was working earlier. I didn't change the death thingy. Or did I? It's the load thingy. I did make a change. I set the starting position on the beginning thing there, and I took it out because the load system also does it. But when I'm just spawning in for testing, it needs a fallback. So we'll get this, and what do I call the other one? Good old AUE and its 9 million files. It's not happy if it doesn't have a file for everything. Game instance. Player position. Okay, well, how am I going to go about this? I don't really want to cast to this. Do I have an interface on here yet? No. Let's put on menu, because it's a menu thingy anyway, for the most part. crack open that interface. Actually, it's right here. Let's call it player position. And it'll output a transform. I probably need to get the whole thing here. Yeah, this is a little wonky, but that's right here. Player position. There we go. And on this is on the true one, we'll do this, but on false, if it fails. What? How do you have multiple versions of this thing? That's weird. Well, I can't delete that. My question is, where's the second one? Well, I can do something different. Get player position. How about now? You happy now? How is there more than one? Oops, I clicked Visual Studio like an idiot. What is this ed graph? Why did it change? How is this the same? Doesn't he have the same name? There we go. I'm glad it gave it a different name, but I don't know how it arrived there. I mean, that's bizarre and weird. Oh. Okay, well, that was bizarre. Yui does some weird stuff. I guess to be fair, so did RPG Maker. Yeah. So anyway, it definitely has its moments where it will fight you. There's a lot of ways you could go about this, but I'm trying to go about it a more efficient way, supposedly, but there's a lot of turning wheels in this one. Because this ties into the respawn system that I made, but also a save load system that was made, and you know, for all intents and purposes, I've actually built almost all the systems RPG Maker even had, just because. Figuring out how to do saves and loads in the menu system took about 2 days, honestly. I mean, I didn't do it the whole day or anything, but over the course of 2 days, I made everything I was going to do. Okay, I was in the middle of doing this here and I stopped. So then on here, get player position. I want to send a message. Um, now I need one more thing on here. Only because I don't know the command for the other. Valid. This is literally a system that will never matter except for my testing. That's so dumb, but it's so true. Would also act as a failsafe, I guess, but I think that's all I need, right? And then on the middle, let's see. Oh, that goes in. It's an out that I have to have, so because the message is there. Do 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 do. Let's do this again. It is valid. Yes. So then it just pops out here. Ranch. Ranch. If it is valid, I'm going to set the respawn along location here. Set it to this. And if not, I'm going to hit actor transform. And then I'll just set this on the false. So this way, if there's nothing, then it should, it'll just pick wherever the person spawned at, or whenever I started the test at. And that'll be where the character respawns at, instead of just dying in any other nowhere. Also, the death system is looking for the respawn location. Oh, this is a game instance, right? Silly Poppet gets more and more complicated every single time. That's what it is. Just get game instance. Actually, do I need a cast to it? Maybe. I might be able to get it with get game instance. The whole game instance thing is something new that I'm still figuring out how it all works. But I think I can actually just do this, get away with it. We'll find out. And then we'll mark that as valid, and otherwise nothing. Okay. That should work. We about to find out. Oh, I'm going to set my thing up so I can die easier. Because the little darkness thing kills you way faster than anything else, so. Perfect. Just turn that off. Move out of the way of this so I can actually stand off in the darkness. That is not the darkness. This is the darkness. Yes. Yes, the darkness. I gotta work on the stupid HUD. The HUD is ugly. Maybe one of the next things I work on. Well, at some point. I need to know what I need for it. Now she dies just fine. Yeah, I think it was just looking for a respawn location and it was breaking during that. And she'll spawn right here. Perfect. Or let's erase that one and start another one right here. Excellent, excellent. Nice starting location there. And do you know why that happened? Because of that player start thingy I deleted earlier. That's why. That'll make my testing easier. True. But when it opens a level and drops you somewhere, it's going to drop you at wherever the player start is. And you can name the player starts and you can direct to a specific one if you want. But if there are none, it drops you at 0, 0, 0. Yeah. I like how the character's not even loaded on this map. This is just a fake version of the character. The whole, like, you know, BP Poppet thing that is like 90% of the game's programming, it seems like, is not actually loaded on this screen. Just a little fun, stupid thing. Alright. Doing good. I'm sad that it really doesn't throw her hat very well. Perfect. Now the problems are solved. Ah, yes, this thing here was I was making a weird TV screen to test something out, and I never deleted the TV screen. Happens. Anyway. So that's fixed. Basically, off stream, I made all these new systems, and now I'm doing the bug testing for it. So true. So true. I haven't even bothered to make the characters really these other characters even haven't bothered with their animations at all. I probably should make them at some point. I don't even know what to do for the bosses yet. That whole I'm gonna have to figure out the logic behind it, just like I had to do an RPG Maker, giving it all the behaviors and stuff. Shouldn't be too tough, to be honest. It should actually be pretty much the same. Just like a more complicated version of these voodoo dolls. I mean, I'm not using the AI for those because I don't remember how it works. I might figure it out eventually again. Come on. Trying to move this thing over from the other screen. It's like, nope, don't want to. I'm like, but really? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing those yet. I think I'm going to make the save system work right, though. Because now to save, it's just done on Poppet. And that should not be a thing. That really shouldn't be a thing. This should all be not on Poppet. The little save thingies are what I need. Yeah. Right now it's a big button that does it. I guess I could just have two little buttons on it that say save and load. It's not ideal, but I'm also not opposed to changing it later when I come up with a better idea. That's true. You could actually just duplicate those, right? True, I could just duplicate them. Doesn't really do much to duplicate it. What am I using as a save button? I don't really want to make another HUD thingy at the moment. Got these crappy spell things, which is not exactly that necessary. I think I'm just going to make little tiny buttons that say what they are. I don't need to do anything else. I'm good with that. Might be a little jank. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, sure, duplicate. That's fine. This one will be save. Save game. Alright, so we gotta do some padding. Not that much. And then this button I need an on click. This one's just save game name. I don't think I actually need the other. So I could probably get rid of this since I copied it off of Poppet. Get player character. It's player camera. Player camera. Guess I don't need player character, just the camera. Camera. Like this would probably work. That's the camera manager, so it gets the location of that, which should do that, and then we just name this the same thing. What that does is immediately activate all the other nodes, so I don't have to actually connect every other node that said that. Promote this again. Do the same thing. I made a bunch of this stuff while drinking. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If it seems like it wasn't programmed very well, why? I'm just saying, that's why. Oh, the YouTube over here real quick. Engine. I guess I could cast directly to the player. I don't think I'm getting the camera correctly. I don't want to cast to the player. What I could do is I could actually do all the camera work on Poppet every time she opens the menu. And just save the screenshot then. And then from there, I can hand the screenshot over. Yeah, because then I only need to do this. Wait a minute. Wait. That plan here. I think it's a good plan. So, whenever Poppet opens the menu, I'll just have her do this. But she won't save. Why are you leaving that one behind? Seriously? I get that in every group there must be the one that's, you know, lame and sad and gets picked last for the basketball team, but wow, really? Even in the programming world? Damn, that's cold. All right. Rename this. Get screenshot. Yes, all that stuff there was just to save a stupid file. It's a screenshot of where the player currently is. That's it. One stupid thing. If you open the menu, I have to put the destroy actor at the end too. So we do this. Then this. Grab these two things here because I need those. Disconnect them because I'm going to hit save at some point accidentally and it'll give me an error and I'll wonder why. Alright. So what this is doing is it's actually spawning this capture object. It sits there, takes a quick snapshot, exports it to a file, and then destroys itself. That's it. That's what it does. And I was able to, you know, just create my own directory names here by appending, you know, things to this string here. I don't think I even need this setup here because it turned out to be not part of something, but it doesn't hurt anything to be there, so it's still there until I feel the need to try to optimize, and we ain't optimizing yet. We know optimizing. No. Yep. Is there no return node? Because if there's no return node, then it doesn't really pop anything out. It just sits there. Okay, so we have get screenshot there, and then that means that for this little bit here, all I really need is this. And then go to this widget save game, and instead of doing this monstrosity, we need to delete that. And then we'll make a little one called load. And we'll just change it up here. Yes, on click say button 1 is the thing that needs to be load, so we need a load button there. I'm just going to duplicate this because I don't feel like doing extra work there. Save all. I duplicate it now. like, no, you can't duplicate. No. Okay. I guess you can't have both selected. Whatever. We'll call this load. Load game. Oh. Anchor to center. I'm going to come up with a way better method than this. But. Oh, hi, SCP. How's it going? You're just in time to see me put together a ghetto save load system. Something to hold down the fort until I come up with more of what I need later. Trying to learn? Unreal Engine, or are you learning something else? Everyone should learn Unreal Engine. It's wonderful. Okay, this should work here. Oh, nice. You in UE4 or UE5? I mean, they're both great, so... Oh, you know C++. Oh, well, you're one step ahead of me. I just use blueprints for everything. I don't know any C++ at all. It's not loading. Why? Visible, right? Sure. Oh, of course that wouldn't work because there's no save game. That doesn't explain why save is invisible though. Especially because all I did was copy this one. I duplicated it to make this one. Oh, I see. I'm dumb. That's my problem. I learned how to use a lot of this stuff in the last 2 days for the HUD stuff, and I've been making all these little HUDs. Well, okay, I did make the tarot HUD thing before, but now I'm learning how to do all the save loads and the switch between the widgets and stuff. How the main menu thing worked and all that, which I have a main menu. That should fix the first problem. Let me double check that fixed that. But it just was off screen. I was gonna say there was no code reason why it shouldn't be visible. Yeah. I'm definitely going to come up with a better system than this. It's terrible, obviously. I guess with one selected, I could have them have a save or load at the bottom here. For now, we'll leave it as this. It'll change. But I will move them farther away from the other stuff so they're not like on top of the other ones. They'll be more centered, I guess. True. put them down there. It kind of blocks the words a bit. Whatever. This is not the final form ever. Or we're not even close to the final form. I'll have plenty of time to come up with something better. Not a box. None is fine. Draw it as the image. Draw it as the image. I'm trying to get rid of the little dumb rounded box thing. Okay. Now to test the save and load things, I have to go to the main menu first, which is a map. It's so easy to make a 3D map. You just load a widget on top of a map. That's it. Like, you want your title screen to be 3D? That's all you got to do. Boom. Done. All the work done for me. That'll assign a slot to it. Let's go run somewhere. I don't care where. Standby light here, perfect. Tab. Doesn't refresh it though. But whatever. Click load in this game. Save doesn't. That does something, but. Where did I mess up? Unhovered. Let's save button 1. Oh. Migrate this over. Originally just had a way to load, and that's it. And the save was just done independently, but that is not a good way to do it. Oh, well. That's because I grabbed the delete function, because I'm smart. Sometimes delete function. Don't worry about it. Delete save. Save game. All right. Load game. I'll just call this button hovered. Need this for anything? The more I do this, the more I just realize I need to just comment everything. I'm sure I could probably make more complicated ones, but it didn't. That's my explanation. I like the bubble. The bubble is very handy. It should just default on. I have no idea why it doesn't. Alright. Delete. I'll have to make separate ones for this. Honestly, I could make the delete button just be the new game button on if I wanted. I don't know. Doesn't really matter where I stand. I just need somewhere. Doesn't seem like it's saving very well, does it? Yeah, it is. Well, it does load me in the right location. But what it doesn't do is my thumbnails. Ah, yes, the battle for the thumbnail continues. Yeesh. Why isn't it working even though it's literally... All I did was move it over. Like, I mean, I put it in a function, but that doesn't really change anything. So this thing here for save game, it's literally doing exactly the same. And for here... Oh, you know, listen, that weather system is amazing. I think I paid like $10 for it. And it literally, I mean, it goes from like dust storm, snowstorm, rain. You can put multiple planets in the sky. I don't think they put in shooting stars yet, but if they have, you can literally make your thing like a space environment with it. It has like interactions so your character can move around in it. Your stuff gets wet or snowed on. It's just, it's so good. And all you do is just drag and drop it. You don't have to make any of the weird light dome, God knows what things, or rely upon the ones they already have. It's just a bunch of options to change whatever you like. Super good. Super good. So worth it. I sat there and made my own cool sky a couple times over, and I was like, oh my god. This is so much harder to make all the rain and things myself. That's what I've learned. I asked myself, how many hours would it take me to make this? And then how much would it cost me to just buy it? And usually the answer is, I should probably just pay them the money. Less than 1 hour working at McDonald's would get me the money for that. I don't work at McDonald's, but less than 1 hour. So let's see here. Right here. Wait. And I got rid of one of these. Maybe that's what happened. I deleted the wrong one of those too. I was like, I don't need one of these anymore. Uh-huh. Should just be screenshot. Let's see if it just needs this. Yeah, if you just watch, I have the lightning set to stupid on this. It just goes like crazy all the time. Even Poppet looks wet. And I don't think I actually changed her material to make her look wet either. But you can actually make her, the water drip off her too if you want, which I'll probably do. At some point. Probably. I don't know, I haven't really found much use for the weather thing because there's no real outside areas except for the walled garden at this point. Though if I have like world inside of paintings, which would be the thing I would be most likely to cut if for some reason it gets too out of hand, I could use it then. Which idea is a good idea for thumbnails? I ramble and don't remember anything I say. It's stupid. It's so true. Perfect. Look, I made it work. Wonderful. I'll look back at the stream. Is it a good idea? Okay. I'll pop it all wet. I mean, you know. I could do that. She's so reflective, she almost seems like she's wet anyway. Isn't that's why she looked wet in that scene there, because her clothing is very reflective. I need to delete that. I was gonna save. That was what I was doing here. Let me go stand in the light here. Oops. Let me get escape. I am so used to that being how a menu is loaded that the fact that the stupid engine default escape is getting out of the test game gets me so often. Just a running gag at this point. I mean, I'm going to switch it later, obviously, but I don't even know if I could. I mean, I could probably switch it in the engine. Okay, so here it doesn't load. But in the other menu, it does. Oh, it doesn't load the, that there. I'll have to have a loading screen so you won't see her, like, jump to the new position. But, I'm assuming it's a question of depth. I saw that I had this problem earlier with a different thing. I should look up how to make Poppet all wet. It's something really stupidly simple because all the dad's characters share the same base material. So if you adjust that one material, then it works on all of them. Sadly, it doesn't work that way for every other thing in the game. Like, you have to go and add in the ability to make it get wet. I mean, I added it to the landscape. That's why the landscape gets all soaked. Well, you can literally just run through puddles. I kind of want to have that in there just because it's a cool effect. But the walled garden's where the moon is, so I want to have the moon shining down on them, and I want the moon to vanish as soon as they take the moon card. And then maybe I'll have it rain at that point. I mean, I could just make, like, you know, a pop noise and the moon vanishes. That'd be really weird. Like, huh, I wonder where it went. I don't know. Somewhere. Oh, I think I know what the problem is with this. It's because there's two menus. The other one just has an entire widget, and it's just the top widget. And this other one's like a widget inside of a widget switcher thingy. So it's not accessing the same thing. Because it's getting the widget load screen here as its thing, and then on the widget load screen, it's on saved hovered and doing it. There needs to be two of these. Or I can make a variable that works on event pre-construct, letting me switch between the two, and then I can put both code. Main menu. Main menu is instance editable, expose it on spawn, blah blah blah. Um, I don't have to do pre-constructed all that. I don't really want a bunch of different files for things. I usually prefer to have one file that kind of does everything. And then I might make children of it if I need to, but otherwise I just... Having to redo all the code is just not what I want to do. This one is called Widget Save Load. That one can be top only. We'll get a copy. First position is where it would be because there's only one of it. Turn it into a variable. Save load. I can't do this, right? Yeah, it counts as a completely different type of object. So... all this for screenshots. Screenshots is the hardest thing. Loading and saving a game, complete joke. Screenshots, oh my gosh. People, I just combed through so many Reddit and like, you know, Unreal Forum posts and like that. Nobody had a truly good answer for it. I eventually stumbled on some guy who had a kind of answer that worked with enough tinkering, but his answer did not actually work to start with. There's no way to do this otherwise, I think. Yeah. Fair enough. I could turn it into a function, I guess. We'll get to that in a bit. As is always the case, make one version of the code that gets the job done. And make it as ugly as necessary just to get the job done. And then improve it later, because, you know, if you make something that works, even if it's ugly, it works. So if you don't come back to it later, it still works. If you try to make it perfect, it means it doesn't work until it finally works. You get the last version, takes way longer, and then, you know, sometimes you end up changing it later and you're just like, really? Damn. Alright, so I guess in the main menu, I'm going to turn all those on. Find wherever it's at amongst all the crap. There we go. I mean, technically I could merge the two together. True. I could change the text on the load game to say new game. But on this one, I wouldn't even want it. I should make two separate ones because I don't want it to say save game. Because I don't really want them to save on the main menu. That's weird. Damn, I went to all that trouble and I really should have just made two. I didn't think about that. Alright. Alright. Fine. I thought I was being all cool. title. This one will be really easy. But you can't save on it. So we just delete that. And that makes this main menu thing completely a waste of time. This one, it's going to do this. And I don't need this. It already defaults to exactly what I need. Because that was originally what it was made for. There. And then there's this, where I don't need this whole extra thing I added. This is the right one I'm messing with, right? Yeah. But it was not a total waste of time. Because I'm going to go to the other one and I'm going to need the other code. So I did make the other code I needed. I just didn't need to branch it. That's all. Otherwise, yeah, it works. So game save here, and now we're going to do the opposite. Except this one will have the option to save on it. We do this, and these, and these. And then the last change you make is on the actual load. I see what they mean when they were talking about in a lot of the forums that, you know, the UI actually takes an incredible amount of time, even though it doesn't look like it's all that great. They're right. It really does. The back end for the UI and pushing all the information around, depending upon how complicated it gets. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It would probably take me like an entire week to make RPG Maker's menu system. And I know what you're thinking. One guy making all that and everything. What in the world is GGG doing with all their time? I have no idea. Quite literally, it takes like a week to make their thing. It's so dumb. Makes me wonder every time. Yeah. Where be my widgets? There we go. Save. There we go. Now they're just being dumb. How many do I need? I don't remember. I think I have it set for 5 different things there. Though I don't think it actually matters. I think I did 6. I think the way I redid it, it makes it not matter one bit. And because these are all like, they're just little widgets that are self-contained, I don't even need to add code for them. They're just literally golden. They're like, we don't care. Admittedly, I would like them numbered in order because it just annoys the crap out of me when they're not. This should fix the menu problems. Then I'm probably going to work on something else. Maybe I'll just work on the environment or something for a while. I've been doing menu crap all day. And while it is very necessary, and being able to save and load the game and having a title screen does make it feel closer to a real game. Oh yeah, Goonie to Herald, pretty much. You can be surprised, like they just so much stuff is so easy to make. I mean, keep in mind, like all this menu stuff there, in the save and load stuff, I did it in 2 days and didn't even know what I was doing to start with, especially on the save and load things. So those people who were making like a game in the box for Unity should have been able to crap that thing out. You know, like RPG Maker Unite should have been a joke to make. They could have built like almost everything was built into Unity. They could have made it for this too. And it wouldn't take very long. Most of the tools are already there. I don't know what they do with their time. I really have no idea. I think I screwed something up. I did. Yeah, it weirds me out. Like, I can't figure out what they do with their time. I mean, like, is there just like one inept person sitting there? Like, did they literally just try to convert like this direct JavaScript thing right on in and didn't bother to change anything? They just wanted JavaScript to run directly on there because that would be weird. It'd be terrible because JavaScript has so many problems. Running it inside of Unity, it's just a performance nightmare. Why would you do that? I don't understand it at all. All right, so this one here, widget game save, has that. Okay. Um, these are the game save title. Load screen, sure. Hovered. Where did I mess up? Widget game save. Widget save load. Error. On hover should send a message, in this case to the load screen. Wait. Guess I mixed up, huh? Did I have the other one backwards like an idiot? Maybe. No. Why didn't you work? It's not changing them. Get somewhere nice and far away. And then have it save. This one works. Save game 3 loaded in the wrong location. That's a screenshot for it. I have to have it loaded in the correct location. I may need to tone that effect down, like, or put a crap ton of lights. I haven't decided yet on that, but I mean, it's just, it's so fast that the game feels like it's going to be almost Silent Hill 90% of the time. But where did I screw this up? Because this one looks like it works. Widget load screen, sure. Huh. I just saved. It's like it's not changing them. But it does load, right? There might be a fundamental flaw with my system here. I'll have to think about it, but it might be that, you know, it loads the, it changes the slot name to whichever one is available when you first load up. Then if you save, I don't think it changes it again. You'd have the same slot name. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one, but whatever. It saves and loads. There's something wrong with those things, but I'm getting tired of even looking at them. Close some of these other windows. Air in my mouth. Gross. There's a change I made somewhere, I'm sure, that I'm missing. These are like reversed in name. I see. Um, hmm. Trying to copy some homework, basically. Yeah, it's just down to that. Nothing special. Hmm. I don't know. I'll have to beat it into the submission at some point. Might be a short stream tonight if no one's watching. Happens. Anyway, I'm tired of looking at menus. Menus are boring. I should never really code on these things. And instead just work on graphics or something. True. I built some more rooms with interesting things in them. Let's start by making this go away. I guess where's Poppet's window, really? I really think this should actually be shrunk down. There should be 2 rooms here. Otherwise, it should just be one giant room. Both are options, but I really do think that there needs to be just a better system than this here. It's just, I don't understand the point. Originally, there was a big thing over here, an extra room, but I don't think I need that anymore. I'll put some junk at the end, and then they'll be able to go to over the junk to find stuff. I can see that. Nice. The door did not move with. What are these called? I forgot. Fox brush. There you go. I knew you were here somewhere. Could be the feigned window room, I guess. All this weird crap that's just kind of here until I know what to do with it. I think my walls aren't very straight. Actually, this particular painting could be somewhere else more interesting. I'm definitely going to put a lot more things on the walls. I got to render new pictures. Whatever. Hi, like Safe, the Dabber Gaming, Gab Master, and all that. Doing pretty good. I'm just building levels. Got tired of working on menu stuff, and oh my gosh, so tired of working on menu stuff. So now I'm building away in the hopes of, I don't know, maybe figure out where I'm going to put everything, or at least arranging where I need things to go. I have an idea where I want everything in my game, but for story purposes, I just don't know exactly how it's going to play out. So I think I'm going to make this a game over room. Oh, I'm way too early in the game to make money out the development. I kind of just do it for fun. Until I get paid money, it's for fun. Anyone who says different, it's for fun. Trust me. I mean, it's coming along. Game's actually supposed to be dark and everything like that. It means you're playing as like a cursed doll running through this, you know, warehouse where everything's like large and everything like that. You're tiny. Collecting tarot cards for abilities. What are you saying over here? I don't really want to take another any other additional stuff, like, you know. I really want to make my own game, honestly. I mean, like, I'm happy to chat with people, that's cool, but additional work just because I don't know why I would do that. Wait for the light to come back. The little curse takes over and slowly tries to ruin people. And kills the player if they're in the darkness too long. But I mean, you know. I definitely don't mind hearing about what you're working on. I'm sure that's cool. Oh, I have no interest in additional work. None. Nada. Zip. I don't care about anyone else's project or working on it at all. No. I already plan to be working on this for probably years, be my guess. At least a couple. So I just work on my one game and I stream it so I have something to do. It tells me to basically work on it. Or forces me to work on it, I should say. I'm going to turn off that darkness. I think it's terrible. Duration effect. And that crap off. Get where the players start too, because I'm not trying to deal with the player saving anymore. Where is that? Yeah, I've seen Tirzu. They're pretty funny. I mean, I'm a fan. I gotta lock the player down when they pick something up so they can't move temporarily. Trying to make his game a reality? That's cool. Shove that back in place. I didn't know he was making a game. It's awesome that he is. Everybody should try to make a game. Everybody. Anyone who says different, no one likes them. As I kick that over, nice. I haven't set up to work with controls yet, so I'm just using a keyboard, and this game is not very easy on a keyboard, is what I'm learning. Come on. Oh, okay. Well, man, you know, if you work hard enough at a dream, you'll succeed. Probably. As long as your dream's not insane. Some of us have insane dreams. I didn't even fix the lighting. Anyway. It's also supposed to be nighttime out too, and it's not. I have it set up where I can actually have like a thunderstorm going on and everything like that too. Nice. I spent the last 2 days working on my own menu system and save load thing. Oh my god. I do not envy anybody working on that stuff ever. Man, it is laggy. I wonder why. Probably 'cause I'm trying to stream it too. That was way too laggy. Maybe it's loading the PCG graph. Woohoo. Haha. Bonk. Have we ever exit the car ever? Oh, it's laggy there. Figure it out. But yeah, I pretty much only would only work on someone's thing if they just paid me. Like, otherwise I work on my own stuff. And even then, I don't even know if I'd want to work on it if they paid me, to be completely fair. I see what game developers get paid. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad indeed. Yeah, that's just laggy. Huh. What did I change that made that a problem? Interesting. Whatever, I don't need the thunderstorm going anyway. Maybe it's the save load system. Whatever the case, I'm gonna lock the player in place. I mean, seems cool enough. Anytime anyone's got some project that we're gonna seems cool to me. So what kind of game is it? Gotta lock the player down so they stop moving during this. Probably just on complete will do it just fine. Have them play the montage first. We'll stitch to delay and on complete that one too, so this way I don't have to worry about it how long it takes. Oh, nice. Doing like an open world survival game? All the crafting and things like that. need to spawn near some things to test here. There's a light cube right here. I can just pick that up. Ah, yes, the player is all the code. So much of the code is the player. Oh my god. I have to equip this stupid card. That's a little slow. I don't know if I like it. At least I can't move during it. No, I can, totally. So actually, it's not that I need this. What I need is, I'm fine with this. I just need to lock the player's movement. Set movement mode. Not on top of this, please. To none. Just so she can't slide around. Ah, yes. Well, at least you're going about it a slightly different way. A lot of people just make a really pretty landscape and then have no gameplay, and it just looks beautiful because if there's one thing Unreal Engine does really well is make a beautiful landscape. And then people run around their beautiful landscape like it's so cool. There's no gameplay. It's so funny to watch. I wouldn't make a menu first, to be honest, because the menu is unless you know exactly what you're going to need, usually it's hard to know what you're going to make, whereas if you make the gameplay, then you have an idea of what menus you need. That's what I've been doing. I've been slowly building the gameplay and then going, okay, I need a menu for that. And then I go, oh, now I need art for this. And since I'm the every guy, I have to make that too. So, there's that. And we're going to set the movement mode here to walking. So that the player is not doing that. And then interaction check here. I'll stop them dead in their tracks again because I'm tired of them sliding. Actually, no, I won't stop them there. I'm going to stop them here for the montage. Yeah. So if it does interact, it does find something, then we stop them. In hindsight, I probably should have done that on the other one too. Set it back to walking. Oh. I'm dumb. Hey, character movement. Oop. That movement mode is not a function of the player character, it is a function of the movement. Oh. Fun. Aired here. I didn't even make a title screen until way later. I just slowly making the menu, but I mean, you can ask me questions. I'm always fine with answering questions. Do I know the specific answer to everything? Probably not, but I've been learning. Every day I get a slightly better idea of what I'm doing. If true, play montage, do this. This is such an ugly setup for my blueprints. What the heck is wrong with me? Let me clean this up. It's so gross. My usual advice, have you? Oh, that's cool. My usual advice is to take any one of the tutorial series they have where they're like, make a game using blueprints. and then just follow it through a handful of things. Like, you'll do like maybe 10 tutorials and it'll give you an idea. And then go find another one. And what'll happen is you'll do that and you'll try to mesh those two together. And in doing that, you'll learn so much on how to make these things work. That's what I did. And then I foolishly switched versions to UE. Like, I went from UE 4.26 to 4.27 to 5 to 5.1 to 5.2 to 5.3 and broke my game so many times over. Don't do that. Whichever version you start with, stay with it. Oh my gosh. I lost a whole game project to doing that. It was beautiful too. No, I don't think I'm familiar with those blueprints. I've used... Interesting. Huh. Oh. I'm not familiar with that. What is that? Google Rec Room Blueprints. Okay, let's see if I still move during this crap. Oh, I gotta equip the card. She moves before she finishes. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Timing is just too weird. I'll just do uncompleted. It's a little wonky, but honestly, the main reason I asked what it was is just for something to chat about. That's really what it is. Still feels a little crappy. Like, it doesn't seem right. That seems a little finicky. Really just feels like a timing issue. Like, instead of that, just delay them for like a second. Because this animation's really long. Optionally, I can also increase the play rate of the animation too. That's true. I'll speed it up and put a delay on it and see how it goes. Same thing with the interaction one, honestly. I think I'm just going to speed this one up. It's just so slow. But at twice the speed. I mean, I guess I can. Coming to Android, recroom.com. Is it this stuff here? Is that what we're talking about here? That's what came up with Google Rec Room that. I see. Well, that's fair, I guess. I'm not gonna play any videos because if there's one thing I've learned is YouTube loves its copyright strikes, so I ain't touching any video for anything on this. I've made that mistake before. Rec Room code? Sure. There's a Google Play option. That's interesting. Rec Room with Friends, Google Play. Reminds me of Roblox, to be honest. Maybe less complicated, but with the ability to build your own little stuff inside of it. And apparently even code, evidently. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I started an RPG maker, so I know what it is to start in something that I didn't end in. No. That's way faster. That sucked. That I did not like. That I like. Yeah, the drop on that's too long. So much of the coding thing, especially for animations, is just testing to see if it looks good or it plays right. That's it. So much of it is that. Kind of sucks, but it's just how it is. Honestly, it's so fast now, but if I played at double rate and just have them launch it, I used to do uncompleted and not bother with the delay. It's such a fast thing to throw it. Oh yeah, blueprints have the all kinds of little input thingies. You can put just about anything you want on a blueprint. But yeah, you can do things like bools and integers and all that. I'll show you in a second. It's being finicky. Seems like being finicky on me here. Okay. There's still lots of little bugs in this that need to be fixed. It's still a little crappy. Yeah, it's really not that hard. Every blueprint has their own little things, you know. Really common things you'll encounter will be like you can make a variable by simply going over to the side here and being like, plus on variable, and it'll make a variable. You can name whatever you want and then change it up. All the information for it's over here too, so you can change the 9 million different types of variables that Unreal has. It's dumb. There's so many. There's like hundreds of the things, and the various types like arrays and maps and things like that. When you want to use the variable, you can just drag it out there. You can get it or set it. Set it. It brings up a node that lets you set it, and you just connect them up. And now if I want to set this boolean to true, I just check it. If I want it to be false, I do that. If I want to set it based on another variable, say like this one over here, I can plug this into here, and now it's whatever this is. Yeah, it's really not, it's not a very hard code thing. I mean, the biggest challenge is just all the the vast variety of nodes is really the difference you're going to find. It's like you can do anything. There's no restriction on anything you do. You do anything you like. So it lets you just, you can overwhelm yourself if you try to be everything, but if you just focus on what you need, UI's really good. Yeah. Didn't like that I was deleting that, apparently, because I didn't compile first. UE loves its references, so sometimes it gets a little wonky. But the coolest thing, I'll show you in a second as soon as it's done doing whatever a dumb loading thing it's doing, that I found in this is that you can actually make your own assets in the engine. Which is, you'll see me do a lot of. In this case, I'm building everything inside of a giant cursed warehouse. I'm not doing a lot of the outdoor stuff, but I do have outdoor maps. Because they're little painting worlds. Are you happy now, UE, with whatever you were just doing? Now wants to prep all the textures. The bigger the project gets, the more weird things happen. Also, the fact I'm streaming it probably doesn't help, but whatever. So the coolest thing... there's so many cool things in this, but one of the main things you can do is you can grab geometry. And in this case, I'm just going to grab, you know, I guess a cylinder. Why not a cylinder? Like cylinders? Sure. I'm going to change the number of sides of the cylinder to like 60 because it looks terrible with only a handful. Okay, so make our cylinder however we want. I'm going to enlarge it and make it fun. I'm going to delete the navigation real fast so that I don't have to have it watch it load every time to adjust for navigation because I have AI navigation on. Okay. Now I can do this without having to worry about it. Well, we'll do this. It'll be like a giant canoe looking thing, whatever. Cool. Sure. Whatever. I can say it says I don't need to rename it. I'm not sure I'm even going to keep it. Now, I'm going to give it some sort of thing. I'm going to select all the adjacent surfaces here, and I'm going to go to the thing here, and I'm going to give it some kind of material just so I don't have to look at it. All the ones I've been using are in the Victorian house here, so we'll go to the instant stuff here, tiling. I have a lot of materials. Everything's already all good to go. Well, we're going to make it this one. Instant carpet. Why carpet? I don't know. Why not carpet? Sure. Neat. I'm also going to make it so that it's the right size. Doesn't look great. Doesn't got it. Now I'm going to duplicate it. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so I duplicate it. And I'm going to shrink this one down a bit. Just as I can. I'm just going to make it less wide, a little less length here. Just, you know, you can see the difference, sure. But then I'm going to do something more interesting with it. I don't need all the sides selected. I'm going to make it negative or subtractive. And now I have a shape. And look, I can just go in there. Hi, Lippus. How's it going? Right now I'm working on, well, teaching our new friend here how to do things in UE. I was just showing him the positive and negative shapes, which are absolutely wonderful things. Grab another one of these. I'm just going to duplicate it. It's holding Alt. Drag it on over. I'll do another one too. The good news is about this is You can just drag images in and make them textures. You can have anything you want to be a texture. It doesn't even matter. Just whatever you like is a texture. And then with all these things merged, all these things like done like this, now I can just run on through it and I have a whole, thing made. I'm probably going to change it to something else because I might even use it, but... Good old UE doing all these fun things here. Okay. There's like 3 different things here. I'm going to grab them all here and play with them. I'm also going to move them over to the side, apparently. Why am I doing that? I don't know. I just did. New history? Gonna migrate it back a little bit. Now I want to do that one. Okay, and then I'll move this one up. Well, the thing about Unreal is a lot of it depends on just how much you want to do with it. Then I have my little tower here. Why did I make this? I don't know. Why not make it? I'm gonna grab one of these over here. I'm gonna rotate it one last time here. Now I have this weird contraption that I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. I just have it. And now I've decided it's gonna be some sort of weird little like big top thingy. It just depends on the assets you use. I think the actual engine uses something like 30 gigabytes of storage space, and then whatever assets you use can take any amount. Like I think I have 53 gigs worth of assets just sitting on here, and I'm not even using most of them. I just install whole graphical packs and I'll figure it out later. Okay, so now I have a plan. This needs to be a big top. This was not a thing before, but it is a thing now. So go away, undo history. You're annoying. The plan, grab all these things here. Actually, let me just get all adjacent surfaces on this. I'll make a little fort for him or something here. I'll have some cutesy dolls or something live in this thing. Because it's all about figuring... I'll just make random things. I don't know if it's going to turn out good, but sometimes it just does. I just make things. I almost like the instant carpet better, but the polka dot thingy is also not terrible. I could change the coloring on the polka dot too, but... do I need to? Like I say, I really don't 100% know. It depends entirely upon what assets you use. You could use unoptimized assets. You could use, amazing like assets that are just nothing. And you could build your whole game based on just a handful of, like maybe like 100 assets. So there's really, it just depends on what you want to add. It can literally scale to hundreds of gigs, or it can be like 5. It depends on what you're going to use. Like I have this Victorian house thing here, and all these assets in here, and there's like hundreds of them. Like just typing in static mesh, there are 556 different static meshes in here. This thing is like 3 gigabytes for all 556 of these things. That's super optimized. And I have my steampunk environment. It has 341 static meshes. It is about 12 gigs. So a lot of it comes down to what kind of meshes you're talking about here. Like what kind of graphics you really building here. Are you building a car? You need a full-on car, because then, you're going to need more. than a jug, you know, like. Or you like a chair probably doesn't require as much either. You know, it's a nice chair, it's cool, but it's just a chair. It's got one whole thing. It's not amazing. It's fine. Like I say, it's impossible for me to tell you. It's take a look at other games of that type, and then assume that. Like, just find another popular game that, you know, is a survival game, and then assume that if you use the same amount of stuff, it'll be in that ballpark. You'll have to optimize it, and chances are you're not going to be as good at optimization as, you know, the pros are. Like, the big studios are obviously going to do it better, but that's okay. You don't have to be as good as them by any stretch. You can be if you want, but you don't gotta be. But there's no predicting, like, because there's no cap on the assets, there's just nothing stopping you from just putting everything in there if you really want it that bad. And then select all adjacent surfaces. I actually think I like the other better. Mostly because the polka dots look weird when they connect funny. This is why we experiment. You can click this button here to get whatever you have selected over here and put it in there. That's what I'm doing with it, why I'm clicking that. So if you're wondering why that's being clicked randomly, that's the purpose. And it's very effective. It's so great. Yeah, I like it better that way. Maybe the outside will be the polka dots. I don't know. I don't know what I'm building with this yet. The good news is it doesn't really matter. There's no cap to the assets. Literally, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not an answer I can give you. You can download terabytes of stuff. There's no cap. There's nothing preventing you from having any number of things you want. So that's why it's just like, you can ask all you want, but the only estimation I can ever give you is what's your favorite game do, and chances are that's about what you're going to get. I'll turn this into a static mesh here. Created meshes. Just build your game based upon the size you want. Like, you know, you're probably not going to get away with less than 5 gigs unless you really just have nothing, but I have no idea how much support takes. You'll have to look it up. I don't know. Something? It takes a number? Like, I don't know. Where am I saving these? I guess it's just we'll call this buildings. And then this will be a we'll call this the big top house. I'm probably going to add to it later, but and then from this point on, now it is, in fact, just a static mesh. It doesn't have any other weird crap. I can duplicate it all I want. It's just, this is how it is now. And what am I doing with it? I don't know. I really have no idea. I might rotate them just to get additional weird things going on, like a maze almost, too. I guess I messed up and missed part of it. That sucks. Oops. I don't own a copy of Spore. I have no idea. Go download a copy of Spore. Find out. Like, I don't own it. I missed one of these. What'd I miss? I don't need that. That should be all of them, right? Try this again, but this time with style. Big top house. Cool. Then if you use all the graphics as Spore, then it'll probably be about that size. Be my rough guess. You just gotta remember that if you do that, like you gotta restrict what you use, because you know the more textures you use, the more you know, meshes and things you use, the bigger it's gonna be. Actually, I'm gonna put this more towards here. I think. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I have no idea what the purpose of this is, but I'm gonna find one. Then I'm gonna fence it off because I have a plan. I'm assuming the toys are building little forts to fight each other because it's more fun that way. Where did I put this? It's all stuff I haven't used in forever. Spline meshes. It's the road spline. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Splines are amazing. Especially when you want something that's just weird looking. Splines have your back. Yes. I made this too. Do not question the spline. Or do. It's fine. You can question the spline. It's cool. Yeah, we'll make the spline huge. We'll wall it off like this so you can't get through that way. You have to go through the little maze thingy. A lot of it will come down to the assets you find too. Like if your assets aren't that great, it's going to be hard. Like I have like really nice character models, but the problem is I'm not very good at optimizing them, and I know I'm not. So that leads to some issues that I'm going to have down the road. But there's not much I can do about it. Other than learn how to optimize them myself because I'm, you know, not rich. The only thing I really truly have access to is my time. Spline meshes are wonderful. I'm going to probably put it over at this wall here. I had no idea what was going in this room. I just decided to make something. Never question. Or do. It's fine. You question wrong. I'm not sure. I think I wanted to go out here like it's kind of funneling you into it. I mean, it can be. You can definitely build your game to be whatever size you want. Within a certain reason, because Unreal Engine still does... It takes some size. Like it. Well, actually, I guess it's not. I think it adds like a gigabyte of information all by itself, just from the engine. I remember once I exported a game and it was like dumb simple because it was just me learning a lesson thing, and it was like 2D and it still added like a gig. So that's something to note, but overall I think that size doesn't make a huge difference anymore because people just have like massive hard drives and stuff. Unless you're making it for mobile. If you're making it for mobile, well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you on that one. UE's never been known as the mobile engine, but you know. All right, let's put some stuff on here. I got all these fun assets to build with, and I'm gonna build something off them. First things first, we need balloons. Not that big. Do not question. I'll probably make a top for it too at some point. I have circus tents, but I don't care. Games. Where do the toys get all this stuff? I don't know. We'll turn it so it looks like it's slightly different balloons. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it can be. One of the things you can do, and this will probably save you a lot, is you can go to settings, you can go to engine scalability, and you can set these. I often sit there on medium a lot because it won't look as good. But what it'll do is it'll make it where I don't have issues with as much memory problems, because even now with streaming, you can see I'm having memory problems. But when I load it up, it won't look as good. Like I'll load the game up right now. You can see that the shadows will be completely different. I'm also out in the sun. One second, let me make it nighttime. And I could probably use a light. I'll put one of my various lamps out there because I've made a bunch of lamps. Dun, dun, dun. Where is that here? When you can't find stuff in your own things, I'm just busy looking at all the crap here. Should be lights. Light parent. I don't think that's the one I was using. I'm gonna grab one of these. One second. Come here, stupid lamp. Oh, I know where the lamps are. Whatever, I'm grabbing this lamp. Come on, lamp. We're gonna turn the lamp on. I set it up so they can be turned on by a switch. I used to just hang lights everywhere, but eh. So yeah, this is, with medium settings. Yeah, it looks okay. You can see that it's not bad. Not amazing, I think it makes your shadow not show up. It's kind of crap. But for purposes of testing, it's good because, it's much harder on the engine, or it's much harder at Peter to run it at better things. I'll put on Epic and see what the difference is. Actually, pretty similar, honestly. Except for now, you can see that she has a light. She has a shadow. Or she didn't have a shadow in the other one. You get more shadows in this and everything, and that's kind of cool. I'll probably make more weird buildings. Make it like funhousey in this room. Kind of cloudy. There does need to be a roof here, which I haven't even turned the roof on. Because in reality, it should actually not have that. It would be, I think it's called ceiling. Yeah, attic ceiling matching. I could grab one of these and drag it over. What it should actually be. Also, the thing to note is if your computer's not good enough, you can use UE4. UE4. So, just in case you think that UE4 isn't good enough for you, I mean, it is. It really is. Huh. As you're not even watching. Fair enough. Oh, I'm very excited by this new good idea. do this. We're gonna browse the asset. The more I do this, the more it seems like it's just doing that. I already answered your question. I was just saying, like, you know, you can do things to make it like that. So I mean, just test it and see. Maybe it is. If you put it on like lower settings for the engine, like medium's pretty good. Makes the shadows worse, as you just saw right there. But you know, it's fine, and then it's easier to load and do things. And if it doesn't work, like I say, UE4 is just as good. It's not quite just as good, but Final Fantasy VII Remake was made in UE4. So, I mean, your game's not going to be as pretty as Final Fantasy VII Remake, so, and that engine requires, like a fraction of what UE5 requires. Just a fraction. If you, like I say, if you have a really weak computer, I would recommend using probably UE4. 4.27 is like the last version of 4, and it's good. Like I used 4 for a while. Nothing wrong with it. Very strong, very good. I would advise giving it a try. UE5 might be the new cool thing, but very few games have actually been made in UE5. It's really neat. But almost everything you've seen so far I've done can be done in UE4. I haven't done a single thing that couldn't have been done in it. The only really big differences are, well, I mean, there's a few new systems added in that I'm not using, but Lumen, which is their lighting system, is lets you move lights around more effectively, and means you don't gotta sit there and bake them. But I mean, that's cool. And Nanite, which lets you get away with using less optimization, kind of less optimization, quotation marks. But if you can use UE5, cool, I would use it. But if you can't, so UE4 is fine. So that doesn't barricade the door. That's good. These have no collision? Question mark? How did I walk through that? I was able to walk through that. Only got one spot. I can't walk through the rest of this. Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. Like, if you can run it, it's cool. If not, you know, it's fine. Just try it out. That's so weird. This one has no collision in this one spot. Why? How does that even work? This one has collision. What the? Except for there. What in the world? Well, actually, it's not letting me through it. It's letting me kind of through it, but not really through it. So as long as I can't get completely through it, that's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. But yeah, like, I mean, I was using, oh gosh, I had like a GTX 1060 that I was using on my previous old computer, and I was using that with UE4. Like, it really is not a very demanding engine by comparison. Don't get me wrong, if you load your level up, they make these huge levels full of all sorts of crap. I mean, the engine still has to load the stuff for you to look at. And the engine itself is not as optimized as your game will be. Your game is going to not have to load everything. It'll load only stuff based on the player. The engine, however, does not do that. Like, when you're building your game, it just does whatever it wants. It unloads and loads things to its heart's content. For good or ill, it's harder on your computer than the game itself will be. But that's also so I can just whiz around and, like, you know, work on whatever I want whenever I want. Like, I'm not restricted to anything. I can go over and play with the ocean if I want. Will I play with the ocean? I don't know. Why not? I can make the ocean bigger too, but I don't need it bigger because there's going to be walls and you won't be able to see hardly anything. But I mean, it's open up a bigger level, you get an idea of just It'll sectionally load stuff to a point. But I mean, it's free to download each version, so I would just test it out, you know? You could start by testing with 5. If 5 blows your computer up, don't use 5. So don't. Fine. Or you could do the opposite. You could start with, 4.27, knowing that you can always update to 5 if you want. You can't go backwards. That does not work. So there is an argument for that. Admittedly, the update process is in itself kind of awkward, but let me delete the player start. But I mean, you can see you get these huge levels, and how much work does... Why does it put a stupid heart thingy right over people's messages? It's so annoying. It's like a tiny fraction of words cut off from everything. Make this larger. There we go. Yeah. Here's the thing about like generating a world. Is your world completely random? First of all, there's assets out there that'll generate it for you. But if your world is completely random and generated at runtime, that's going to take a lot more work than if you just make it as you go. Like, I mean, if you just make it in advance. Like, let's see, PCG. I'll generate the PCG graphs here. Where are the PCG graphs? That one. Did I delete the other PCG graph? No, I didn't. It's over here. And you can see here that, I mean, that sounds cool. Yeah, they have these PCG graphs that randomly put stuff in there, and you can see it optimize it there because it's removing it when I'm too far away from it. So if I drop down into this world, all this stuff has been randomly placed in for me. I didn't have to really do anything. I just set up a graph thing and basically programmed in all this. I need to set it so I can view a little farther, but I think it's because I have it set to like crap settings. All right, I left a guy up here. I forgot about that. Nice. I was originally using 2D models, actually 2D sprites, which is what this guy is. He's a 2D sprite. Yeah. Oh, QE will do all this randomization for you. Like I just tossed it in there and had fun with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's randomized very poorly, but it's free. Like it's just, of course, this was something they added in 5.3, so it wouldn't be in the older ones. You'd have to do it yourself, but you could do it yourself too, if you want. Ain't nothing stopping you. But I mean, to give you an idea of how much crap it placed, I'll clean it up. Without that graph, this is what the randomization. This is what's actually there. As you can see, not a whole lot. Oh, I guess I told it to load anyway, huh? Do I have 2 PCG graphs? Weird. Anyway, doesn't super matter to me. I mean, they do have things that randomize like that. There's actually just pre-made stuff that'll do that for you. They've actually given me a bunch of it for free, honestly, over time. Every month they give away 5 new free assets on the Unreal Market. So you should be collecting those every time. Let me get up real fast. Yeah, you go to the Epic Games Marketplace, and they have free for the month. And all you have to do is just add these to your cart and hit checkout, and they're yours, including primitive characters in case you want to do your survival thing with that. And a farming thing, too, in case you want farming. But also, the other thing to know is you can just click view all free things, and these are the things that are free all the time. And there's 1,259 different free asset packs just available all the time. Including the mega scans, which like everyone and their grandmother uses to make their like environments look all pretty and stuff. Of which there's 138 mega scans. Just in case you need the mega scan scary restroom, it's got your back. Why does it have your back? I don't know. Then you just get all these assets and they're just free. Just whatever you want. Free, 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 free. It depends on what you would store in there, but I imagine it wouldn't be much because it's literally you just have the same assets and they're just placed over and over and over. So I imagine it would just be a tiny file size difference, just telling it location placements. A lot of it would come down to how many things you want to randomize in. Like not like if you have 100 of the same plant, that isn't going to make much difference in storage space because it's just the one plant done 100 times over. So it's one mesh done 100 times. If you have 100 plants that you do one time, well, then that's 100 plants you just did. Like there's 100 different meshes, and that's huge. So you use less meshes, and it will have less problems. They really optimize the crap out of this game, man. It is just not pretty. Anyway, I'm playing with this one first. Landscapes are cool and all, and building them is fun, but one of the things you can do is you can actually take a landscape and you can import real world topography to it, so you can create the real world. It saves a lot of time if you want to just use a pre-existing landscape. I mean, like I say, it just comes down to the model. Like, how many models? Like, if you have 20,000 plants, and it's one model over and over 20,000 times, then it's not going to be much at all. I mean, it'll be a lot of memory usage, but UE will go out of its way to help you with that, especially if you're using the open world setups, which it just auto makes for you. Because you're just storing one plant. Now, if you have 1,000 different plants and you're randomizing them in, each one showing up like 200 times, the number of times it's showing up isn't making a big difference other than RAM usage. It's the meshes itself that'll take up the space on the hard drive. Gonna add things here. Outdoor Circus Horror Pack. Yes. Horror Pack. Huh. I like this already. But technically I could have just made this. I don't know why I'm actually using this when I just make it. That's true. I could just make it. Do I even want it? Got a little tent. Gotta loop this one around. Actually kind of small. Maybe I'll make them a little larger. So Poppet can run inside them. That's what's most important, that Poppet can run inside things. Because she's so tiny. She can get away with that. Start moving more lights around. I'm going to put a different type of light eventually. These are okay and all, but... Also a light cube would probably help too. Honestly, that's what I should be using, light cubes. This is backwards. Right? Rotate it. I don't like it. Like I say, it comes down to literally what your, each of the meshes is. I don't know. A mesh could be, you could make a mesh an entire gigabyte in its own right. Like just one mesh if you want. Or that mesh could be like 1 megabyte. Like, it just depends. I mean, to give you an idea, for these Dreamscape meshes I have for the Meadows things, one tree is less than a megabyte, 0.995, nothing. Foliage, like this flower here, is 112 kilobytes. That's it. They're tiny. You're probably not going to burn too much on those. There's so many of them out there too. I mean, there's more ones that are less optimized too, for that matter. This Outdoor Circus Horror Pack does not have those. I have other ones there, but I'm not using a lot of outdoor stuff in this project, so I didn't install it. But we'll see what I got. I'm sure I got something else to compare it against. Cell shading, no. No. What was the other one called? There was another circus one, and abandoned circus. There we go. Meshes. This doesn't have any plant things either, huh? I don't have any other ones installed. I mean, if you're making it grow, if all you're doing is increasing its size, that's easy. Doesn't require any extra. If you, actually, all you're doing that, you just spawn like whatever fruit or seeds on it, or you can spawn leaves on it, I guess. I mean, you can fake it pretty well. But I mean, right now in the UE marketplace, there's a free farming thing. You should probably get that. Probably get them all, honestly. Ultimate farming, just saying. Let it do the farming for you. Yay, at $0. Plus it comes with all this crap too. If you're just gonna make a farming sim, you could just build it off this and your game's like half done already. At least that's the theory. I, however, have decided to make a game that is weird and does not have a pre-made, sadly. Now, this is a good size. I can get behind this. She's not breaking herself or anything. Like, that's good. Run, it looks weird. Side forward run. I deliberately got her a feminine walk. Yeah, that's a good size. I can have fights inside them and everything like that too. I'm not sure I even want to have worlds inside the paintings because it almost seems like immersion breaking. I don't know. Let's shrink it a bit so she doesn't get on her feet necessarily. That looks not bad. Move it down a little fraction there so it's not like I won't hit her feet. I have no idea. Like, it literally comes down to the assets you use. It's going to be the size of whatever your algae asset is, which is probably like a megabyte. It'll be tiny. Might have a bigger fight in here. I could see that being a thing. Some big fight right here. Against something like a mini boss type of thingy. If that's the case, I'm probably going to drag blood all the way into the thing. Kind of merge them together so they can't really tell the difference. Grab another one and toss it in here. Yeah, a lot of it's just going to come down to whatever assets you use. Randoming in a bunch of them doesn't actually increase the size of your game. It does increase the RAM usage, but that's to be expected. The more things you have at any given thing, the more it's going to need. But overall, it's not going to be a problem. I need to just move it down some now. Just barely above. I need another light source made. I'm going to have to make one today, just so I don't have to keep dragging these stupid lamps around. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could just pull a point light out there, but these are programmed so you won't die to the curse, which happens if you're in the darkness, whereas a regular point light is not. But I can set one up for that. I mean, this doesn't have to be this. Oh. That's fair. Fasting is rough. I suck at it. I don't do it. It's pretty simple. I know better. It's not going to work out in my favor. I think I'll put this over here. Will I? It's like 3:50 in the morning here, so I'm just doing this every time. Oh, I love all the blood here. This really seems great. Oh well, thanks for swinging by. I just stream randomly, so let me know how it goes with your you know, stuff, like how your game works out, and get that farming simulator thing so you can save yourself some time. Make use of all those free assets, so you'll save so much. Epic really does a good job of making this a cheap engine to use, as long as your computer can handle it. They don't help with that part, sadly. I really do like having this stuff inside of the thing there. I don't know if I like the outside world terribly much. Like, I like having this one spot as an outside thing because it makes it unique, but I don't know, the worlds inside paintings might be a bit ambitious. But it fits the lore. I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably call it stream in about 8 minutes anyway. 3 hours is usually good enough. I don't really want to sit up all night. Why does the camera hit these? Wait, does this have collision? Am I just walking around it like an idiot for no reason? I think I forgot to give it collision. That's why the camera's not doing anything with it. You know, sometimes you forget this little thing called collision. And that's dumb. And you shouldn't be dumb. But listen, sometimes you forget it anyway. That does not look like it worked well at all. Honestly, that's not too bad. Instead of using complex. Well, okay, it looks kind of crap. Did it get the outside? I'm curious on this one. I've never used that tool before, so I'm experimenting. That's what we do here. Dumb crap. Seems like it worked. And I don't need complex? That's actually really good. Yeah, wow. I'm probably going to generate that for other stuff too. That's so good. Heck yeah. Give me a random wall. I have an idea. Ungroup. So in this one I was using the complex. And that's not good. The simple blocks the door. But can you stop blocking the door? Stop blocking the door. Jesus, it's one hole. One hole in the wall. Seriously. It's not that complicated. I've got to apply. Oh, no, I applied already. Collision. Okay. Why is it not sensing the door? Broken? Okay, I don't like these things here. I don't like those at all. That is weird. What in the world? Why is the interaction not working? It's probably because the wall's being blocked. Right? Like this is apparently not a way through yet. I can see where this is awkward. It really just can't recognize this one hole in the wall. Alright then, well. Complex as simple as it is. Can't believe that wall defeated the system, but the freaking weird monstrosity I made was good to go. My mind is boggled. There we go. That's where the stairs are. I need to put more obstacles and stuff to force them to really wander around the room. This would be like a maze, I think. It should be able to bypass by going above it like that. I had to make more obstacles and just weird things to go through. Honestly, I might actually make it where this goes back that way. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Oh, God. Well, it's kind of building things. It's an okay night of finding things. I mean, I got this thing going on. Person wandering by led me to creating this bizarre thing, which, I mean, I should just make more weird stuff. There's nothing stopping me from making weird shapes. I just do things. So, you know, that's cool. And, yeah. That's in the menu system. Broke it. Added stuff. Yeah, whatever. Lots of things like that. Kind of played around with the animations. Honestly, it didn't seem like I accomplished all that much today. A lot of it was just me messing around with the stupid menu system, which was not very effective. Kind of messing things up like that. Design some ideas. So, you know, then again, landscapes always feel like the most exciting thing. Like, the most got done, and then the interface always feels like the least, so it is what it is. Anyway, to anybody who swings by in the future, thanks, you know, for swinging by. To anyone who's watched tonight, thanks, and I'll catch everyone the next time I stream, whenever that is. I don't know. All right. See ya.